another review. This one we're going to say the monster review. As I'm finding things in my storage facility and I'm opening boxes of things that I haven't looked at in years, I'm finding now I do have originals mostly of all the stuff, but as I find, I'm going to bring and introduce originals in each show. How many times that's going to happen, I don't know. You have to watch. But I will bring my originals out one by one. Anyway, during the I say 1970s because that's the time I grew up in. Late 60s, early 70s. I was born in 64. My favorite thing again was comic books. I came from Cuba at the age of 4 in 1968, and I, in New York City, living in New York and stuff, the only thing I really, especially when I picked up on the English language, was I was able to read comic books. As I read comic books, I was overwhelmed by all the photographs and ads in the comics to order things that were fun, things that were always, especially monsters that were bigger than life. Monsters that, like for example, especially if you were getting chased in school or something and you would get your own robot or whatever it was. But anyway, in this review, I'm going to review a couple of those ads that I'm going to show you. Now, I'm actually showing the ads here. I have copies of them because as I'm progressing in my video every week, I'm going to get it better where I'm actually going to show screenshots. Right now, because of the mess that I have in my storage facility, that's not possible. Or it is possible if I have the time to edit, but I'm being overwhelmed right now with the podcast. We're doing a lot of stuff. I'm putting together magic tricks and stuff that Chuck and me are selling on Etsy.com. I'm doing a lot, so I'm doing whatever I can to make this reviews exciting. But what I'm saying, as time will go, they'll obviously get better. Here I have a couple of the famous ads from the 1970s. This ad appeared first in a issue number 126, and it has the outer limits in the cover of Famous Monsters of Filmland. And you could find in the back cover. Now, this exact ad did not appear in the back cover, but it's similar to this one. But this one appeared in later issues. And this is where you would get the Dracula and the Frankenstein 6-foot versions of it. And this ad would read, giant 6 feet tall pinups. At least in this ad, they told the truth. They said there were pinups. Later on, of course, they never said pinups, and people thought they were getting like an actual model or something. So that's one. Here we have another company that this was like one of those eerie magazines of Famous Monsters. I don't remember what exactly it came out from, but this is a copy, and this was called Horror House. See how they sold the mask and the spider. This is another one of those ads from the era. Then one of my favorites of all time was invite your friends over for a haunting. Now, this item here, the haunting record, when I was a kid, I was scared to order it. I had bought in Woolworth. Whoever remembers Woolworth, not Woolworth, I'm sorry. There was a store in New Jersey and New York called Two Guys. And in 1974, 75, my mother bought me Chilling, Thrilling Sounds of the Haunted House by Walt Disney. I got the orange cover one, and I was scared of listening to that. Just the fact I was going to turn it on, I used to get scared. I was scared of to what the record had on, like if it was some forbidden type of sound. But anyway, because of the record and my fear of the time, which is so funny when you look back and you go, it's funny how stupid we are as kids, but this record here, The Haunting, I never ordered it because I was afraid of it. Later on in life, I paid a lot of money for my copy, and then of course I got like 4 more copies. But I also then reproduced the thing and started selling it in CD. I sold quite a few of them, you could say. But anyway, that's called The Haunting. Now here's another ad. This ad is my all-time favorite, actually, Honor House, of course. And if you guys could see here, the Honor House ad sells, and right here is the 7-foot monster ghost, and that's the ad I first laid eyes on when I was a kid. And in this ad right here for the ghost, it just overwhelmed me. I had to have it. My friend said it's big. It's going to be like the Abbott and Costello where it obeys your commands. And I actually memorized the ad as a kid, and that's the one that says, "Scary life-size monster ghost obeys your command over 7 feet tall." And then it goes on to say, "Scare the daylights out of your victim as this terrifying life-size ghost hovers and darts over him. Can be controlled up to 50 feet away so you can hide while watching your victim, complete instructions included." And that's my favorite ad. And up here is the Raquel Welch pillow. That was an interesting thing when Kirk Demarais came over and when he was taking pictures for the mail order mysteries. He wanted that pillow, and I started looking and looking. I almost gave up. On the third day, finally the pillow appeared. And of course, anybody who sees the Wolfman here, that where it says, "This rubber mask is so grotesque that it's sure to shake up the whole neighborhood. Be the werewolf that prowls again." That particular wolf mask was called the Teen Wolf. And there is one in Mail Order Mystery that's owned by Ray Castillas in very good shape. Mine, unfortunately, turned into a glob of rubber over the years. And that was it. But anyway, the point I wanted to bring up is, and this is very interesting, is when those ads were run, the melting company that used to sell the ghost, they promised you that if you buy, you would get this little fingers, this pocket skeleton you would put in your pocket. Supposedly it will crawl up your shirt, which obviously that would be by tying it through an invisible line or something. It will crawl out of your pocket and up your shirt. Now, there has been a numerous amount of this particular item that they made different from. I came across here some of the samples. I have probably every sample ever made on this, but this one here is the one that I was selling or giving away with the 7-foot monster ghost. Whoever purchases, you can still get this as a free gift with the ghost. The one that goes, I think, for $14. This one here is an earlier version that, I don't know, it's made like a harder rubber, but it's not as nice looking, but this is an earlier version here. Then they had the one that was put out by, I don't know what company this is, I can't read it, I'm getting old now, but here's another one which is the same skeleton, PP skeleton hands as it's called, but this one here glows in the dark, okay? This is original packaging. And then there was the one that had no head, like this one here. And if you guys see, that's the one, I guess, where you would tie the string. And some of the Monster Ghost ads show this one, and some show this one with the little head here, see? So this is the skeleton hands. And it's kind of funny because I remember one guy bought the 7-foot ghost from me, and I forgot to include one. And he was so upset, and he's like, "Well, how come I didn't get my free?" So a lot of times it made me laugh because people would buy the ghost, not for the ghost, but for the free skeleton hands. Here is a book from Ripley's, believe it or not. It's an old souvenir book. I found this. I just thought I'd show it to you guys. It has, some of the Ripley's, how Ripley's, believe it or not, is. They have all those weird stuff in their museum. But anyway, I just had that in the collection. Now, one of the things that I used to love was Scholastic Book Club. Every school had a Scholastic Book Club. And one of the first books I ever ordered, and I remember dying to get the teacher when she gave me the thing I would look through, was this book here. Was called Monster Holiday. It's basically teaches you how to take care of your monster. Now, this is my original copy. It's in pretty good condition, being that I bought it probably in 1973, but this is called Monster Holiday. There was a second version of this book. I think it was called My Pet Monster, something like that. I also have that, but this is by Norman Birdwell. And as you can see, this one is, it's a nice little easy read. Let me hope you can see in there, but This is one of my favorites all-time books. I remember reading this, and I used to think you could really had a monster, you know. If you now this too, I got this books in a store that was in New Jersey many years ago, and it was called Mecca Magic in Bloomfield. And this was also sold in some of the famous Monsters magazine, but this one is like makeup for monsters. This one here teaches you how to do, I guess, the Frankenstein monster there. And this one here would be the Wolfman or werewolf, okay? So there's two. I also found them on my collection. These are originals. Well, now, I had done recently a review about a week or two ago, and I showed some of the Greedy Fingers Bank, and I had the Greedy Fingers Bank where it was electric and it was shot like a coffin. Well, here I found one of my original versions. This one here, the box, if you see how the box is and it says coffin, this one here is wind up, made in Japan, and it has a cloth. If you guys could see, you see? And there's the hand. Now, the box is in pretty decent shape. I don't want to, but let me show you the bank a little more. See? You can't take it with you, but you can try. Okay? And this is a beautiful all metal model of the coffin bank or the Greedy Fingers Bank and it's wind up. Okay, it's wind up right here. I don't want to wind it too much because see, you see how the little skeleton head pops out? Let me see if you can see that. Oh. I do that because I want to make sure that it doesn't stay wound up and stuff as I put it away, because this one's, they do on eBay, you know, they can do anything from $50 to $100 depending on the time of the year, I guess, really. But this one particularly is made, I believe, in Hong Kong. No, made in Japan. It's made in Japan. Now, there are different boxes to it. I have the different boxes too, and as I find them, I'm going to be bringing them to the show. Now, over here, I have one that, this is not a bank, but it was kind of like a little box. This is made in China, whatever. And as you could see, I think it's faded out a little bit here. But what it would do is when you suction cup, when you put it in anything passing by, it will go, help me, like, you know, see? It gets stuck very easy. I don't have any batteries on it right now, so it's not going to work. But I'm sure. Let me see. Actually, if this works, it'll be This is so old that I can't even turn the button on. Whatever. I have maybe one or two more of these in the box, but this one I used to have it in my store, so it is what it is. I came across a more modern black box from Pointer Products. Now this box here looks really cool. It has eyes, but like I said, they've made so many, they've remade this bank so many times that it's hard to say. But this one, I'm going to try to see if I don't have a coin, so I'm going to get a set of keys, my keys here, and I'm going to, now this one in particular, when I put the batteries in it before, I think it's not damaged, but the sound chip is very, very low. So first I'm going to play like this. See? This is what it does. So the hand comes out. It's a different version of that. See? It's like it goes like that. But I'm going to play it now so that you can try to hear what it does. Now, I don't understand why it's so low. I have, luckily, I always buy 2 or 3 of them in case, but let me see if you can hear. So, the sound that it makes, to me, sounds like something from the Disney's Chilling Sounds of the Haunted House record, Chilling, Thrilling Sounds of the Haunted House, where it goes like a ooh. But I'm going to have to look for my other ones and try to see if I, you know, why this one's not working like it should. It's brand new in the box. I mean, I even opened it through the bottom so that I wouldn't even take off the seal. That's the seal on the top, see? And it's called Mysterious Piggy Bank. They make it in blue and black. I think it's still available, by the way, so for any of those people that like strange piggy banks, that's one. I buy it because of the fact that, you know, I'm a collector who I am. So having said that, thank you guys one more time. Please hit the subscribe button. Listen to our podcast each and every week. We're on every Thursday. You can hear us in 7 platforms. You can hear us in iTunes. You can hear us in Spotify, Google Cast, and a few other. In fact, there's one that's heard in Saudi Arabia, and it has a couple of hundred listeners. I was really shocked about that. But anyway, having said that, guys, till next time, bye.
All you cool ghouls and friendly fiends to the House of the Unusual. Join the maestro of mail order mysteries, Eddie Guevara, and Joe Pavlasky from Crypt of Classics as they take you on a journey of magic, mystery, and vintage pop culture. With them is world-renowned horror magician Chuck Caputo and his exclusive line of horror magic kits, only available here. Join in the weekly podcast and hear from industry-leading guests and collectors alike. Subscribe to the YouTube channel for amazing videos. If that weren't enough, visit houseoftheunusual.com and connect on the free forum.